We are back and we are live. I am Scott Matthews, the host of the show. This is the Get the Edge show. Yep, college basketball is over, but we got a lot of baseball ahead of us. We got a lot of playoff action ahead of us with the NBA and the NHL. And we're going to talk some UFC. We got one of the best guys in the country, my main man, Matty Betts, is going to be joining us in a couple of minutes, guys. He took a little time out of his busy schedule because I know he's preparing for those huge fights. UFC 314 down here in Miami this weekend, and I'm going to pick his brain, and I'm looking to cash that $100,000 ticket, his fourth one, if he can do it, since December. So I want to introduce my guys. My main man, here he is, the CEO of TK Wins, Tommy, the Hitman King. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, man, I can't wait to talk a little UFC. We never really talk UFC on there. I'm looking at a couple of these fights this weekend and getting ready to rumble, and I'm in Miami. Hopefully you get the tickets down there to go for yourself.
Well, I'm not a UFC guy, but I definitely trust Mr. Matty Betts because he's proven himself and he's given some winning information. Actually, we had him on a show. I wish I would have had him a lot more since then, but we had him on a show a while back, and he gave us some nice winners. All right. Here he is, the guy that keeps me moving and grooving each and every week. The man behind the Sports Profits, Teddy Brooks.
What's up, guys? Excited as hell. March Madness is over, but now it's time for another venture. But I'm excited for Matty Betts. I've heard a lot about Matty. I've seen him around. I know some other people in the industry that know him, and I've heard about these big tickets. They used to call me Big Ticket Teddy.
Big Ticket Teddy.
But I think that Matty gets that title with these tickets he's been cashing in the UFC.
Hey, I'm hoping he puts that $100,000 in front of me. I could certainly use it with this stock market. I'm not going to get into all that. Listen, we're going to bring Matty on because I know he's got a lot of stuff going on. Matty Betts, my man, what's going on, brother?
What's up, boys? How we doing?
I'm doing good, brother. I appreciate you coming on with us because I know you're jacked up, I'm sure, about this huge fight card down here in Miami. Going this Saturday, UFC 314. You got some pretty damn good fights. I would think you would agree on that, right, with this card? I mean, the main card, I don't know about the prelims. I'm sure you could tell us better. But what do you think of that main fight card?
Yeah, it's a great card. I mean, UFC fans love to complain about everything, right? So there's not much to complain about on this one. Me personally, I hate when there's not a fight card, like when there's a break week. So people like to complain when the fight cards are like watered down a little bit, but I'm a gambler. I just want a card every single week. There are only like 40 some weeks out of the year that there's cards, but then everyone complains when it's a poor card. To me, it's a good card if we hit on the card. It's a bad card if we lose.
Of course.
So,
yeah.
But the average fans just care about good fights, which I understand that. But there's plenty of good fights this weekend. Some decent prelims, and then a really good main card.
You want to discuss, the key ones that you're focusing in on, if you don't mind, for the audience? Because, listen, guys, This guy knows his stuff, and I would listen up and write down, take some notes. That's what I advise you to do. Go right ahead, man.
I mean, the main events, obviously, the first one that come to mind is Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez. You got Paddy Pimblett versus Michael Chandler is a really good one. Those are probably two of the biggest fights of the night. The people's main event actually might be Bryce Mitchell versus John Silva. I don't know if you saw the.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
That's like one of the more anticipated fights of the night just because of the whole Bryce Mitchell situation. He talked about Hitler and he talked about politics and the earth being flat and all this stuff. So everyone is either really rooting for him to get knocked out or really is behind him. So it's like no in between. So people are excited to see that fight too.
Yep.
Me personally, the main event, I'm on the underdog side, and he's probably going to close the favor. It's very close. So I'm on Diego Lopez. I got him at plus 125. He's down to plus 105 right now.
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
won't
showing.
be surprised if I won't be surprised if he's the favorite by Saturday. He's a power puncher. He's got great jiu-jitsu, and Volkanovski's 37 years old now.
Yep.
He's coming off 2 knockout losses. He's a fan favorite, but I just think Diego Lopez will be able to get him out of there in the first 10 minutes or so. I just think he's got too much power on the feet, and he's got good takedown defense. He stuffed Pat Sabatini's takedowns and knocked him out in the first round. And I just think, Volk could look really good until he doesn't. Like he might be winning the fight, but then he can get shinned at any time. So I like Diego Lopez in that one, probably by knockout, money line if you want to play it safer.
Let me ask you a question. The longer that fight goes, because I heard you say in the first 10 rounds, first 10 minutes, excuse me, you're probably thinking the young guy's going to run out and try to get rid of him quickly. If that fight lingers on, what do you think? You think it gives more of an edge to Volkanovski?
Yeah, it definitely favors Volk. I think everyone agrees with that watches the sport, just because, the guy's been in how many 5-round fights now, and he looks in incredible shape. He's probably the more all-around, well-rounded guy, whereas Diego's just a bigger finisher.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I think Diego has 10 minutes to get him out of there, and I think he can do it. But if it goes late, it's probably going to be Volkanovski by decision, or if you want to go crazy, you maybe sprinkle like a round 4 or 5 finish and get big odds there.
Okay. So, but your main take is you're looking at. It sounds like you're leaning towards Diego Lopez and under on the rounds, or no, not the rounds.
I would just take the KO prop. I need to see what that is. I believe it's plus 350 on Hard Rock. I need to look because that might.
I can pull it up.
Oh, he's going to pull it up if you go ahead.
Yeah, that might end up in my cycle parlay, which is the parlay I love doing every week. So
okay,
if you guys are in the baseball, the cycle in baseball is what, single, double, triple, home run, whatever it is.
Yep.
So I created the cycle parlay for MMA where it's one fighter to win by decision, one fighter to win by knockout, one fighter to win by submission. So it's all 3 ways that you can win in a fight, and I put all 3 of them in a parlay. And if you hit one of these a year, you're pretty much up money, maybe 2 depending on the odds that you get.
Right.
So you really have to hit 1 or 2 of those a year, and you're profitable. So we do one every week. We haven't hit one in about 3 weeks. I think 3 weeks was the last one, so I'm hoping I can get back on track. But they're usually anywhere from 15 to 1 odds all the way up to 90 to 1 odds. So
is that the one you hit for $100,000? Was that the exact thing?
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, that was 23 to 1.
What were you trying to get the odds on, Matty? We just pulled them up on the screen. What was the odds you were?
Yeah, so Diego Lopez, if you go winning method by knockout, it should be plus 350 or so.
Yeah, 325 right now.
325 was showing at the Hard
already
Rock.
Gone down a little. Yeah, I like that. I just think he's got good kicks. He got good head kicks. He got power in his hands. I think he could end up chinning Volkanovski, so I like that number a lot.
Okay. What about the other? That other fight looks pretty good. You got Michael Badass Chandler against Patty the Batty Pimblett. Good fight. 22-3, 23-9. Pretty good. They got Patty only a 150 favorite against Chandler, so they're giving a lot of respect to Chandler at a plus 125 dog.
Yeah, I mean, most people think Chandler's a favorite. It's actually in my the other way around. Chandler's an experienced guy. He's a veteran. He's explosive. He's powerful. But this guy finds ways to lose, man. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
He just consistently finds ways to lose fights, and I can't trust him. So I'm going Patty Pimblett. I'm actually considering taking him by submission here. Chandler's very hard to submit, but the numbers I think really good if you guys can pull that one up too.
And plus 175.
Patty Pimblett winning method by submission.
Plus 175.
Plus 175.
My boy TK saying.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, it says either fighter to win by submission, minus 240, plus 175.
Plus 175, either fighter to win by submission.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
They're both the same
price? I don't
price?
know if I can get there on that number, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Michael Chandler just fought Charles Oliveira for 5 rounds, and Oliveira is one of the best submission artists in the game, and he couldn't sub him for 5 rounds.
Yep.
But MMA math doesn't always make sense, so I won't be surprised if Patty gets a sub, but at the same time, that number is not that great. I like Patty as far as a pick.
Just to win the fight, straight up win.
Yeah, and if he out-grapples him for 5 rounds, there's a sneaky prop on there. You can take Patty Pimblett by decision, and that's 10 to 1. So that's a really big long shot on as far as a straight bet.
Right.
And I mean, Charles Oliveira just showed the blueprint of how to do it. He beat him 3 or 4 rounds out of 5 the last fight, and Patty has the ability to do that and out-grapple him.
All right.
So it's something to look at, but Patty hasn't really fought in 5-rounders like that, so it's also intriguing.
Any other? There's 3 other main fights. You mentioned one of them, Mitchell 17-2, He's a dog, plus
Yeah.
215. That's a big number for a guy like that. Against Silva, 15-2. I'm showing him minus 265 right now. I don't know who you're leaning towards on that fight, or even leaning at all. But
Yeah. I've made so much money on John Silva that I'm not jumping off the train right now. Bryce Mitchell can probably take him down, but I don't think he can finish him on the ground. And then every round starts back up on the feet, and it's just a no contest when it comes to striking between these two guys. I'm probably gonna go John Silva by knockout plus 125 or so.
okay,
I think he's gonna catch him probably in like round two. Another fight I really like is the Yair Rodriguez one versus Patricio Pitbull. I'm gonna go Yair Rodriguez by decision plus 140. He's just the way higher volume striker, and he's gonna have crazy reach advantage. He has kicks. Pitbull's gonna try to close the distance, maybe get takedowns or get in the pocket and try to swing for the fences. But I think Yair's just too crafty on the feet. This is like a classic like UFC versus like a guy from another organization coming in.
right. I noticed the big
So
difference in fights. Pitbull, 36-7. He's had 43 career fights.
Yeah.
I don't know the age difference between these two guys, but Rodriguez is 19-5. He's had 24 fights. They're making him about a 2-1 favorite, 195. I'm showing on that price. Comeback 165 the other side with Pitbull.
Yeah, I like Yair Rodriguez by decision. I think he's gonna stay on the outside and just pick him apart a little bit. And then
Okay.
you just have to pray he doesn't, accumulate too much damage. So, but I like the decision prop. I think it's a great number. That one's gonna end up in my cycle parlay, so that'll be the decision leg.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. I'm not, to pick your brain a little bit. What makes your decision making like on these certain fights? What is it you're looking at? I mean, I know you're probably following everything these guys are doing left and right, but what's like some of your key? Are you looking at the lines on these fights? I mean, what's like your main decision making? I mean, probably past history, obviously, or how they match up against one another. I guess is probably a big indication for you, right? Which direction you're going to go in?
Yeah, so I do a lot of tape study. That's where I start. I
Oh,
do a lot of tape study. I look at the stylistic matchups, and then I get to an opinion of how I think the fight's going to play out.
mm-hmm.
And then from there, it's about checking out and making sure the math checks out. Because like you can think of fighters, for example, we were just talking about that Patty Pimblett by sub. I like that play, but then you have to look at the math, and you're like plus 175. That might not check out, right? That's probably not enough of a number to submit a guy who's been subbed like once or twice in his career.
Right.
So you it's a little bit of both for me. I have to make sure that I have to model things out, make sure the math checks out on the odds.
The
But I
value,
always
there's got to
start
be
with
value there for you, I guess. Is that what you're
there
saying?
has to be,
Right.
because if you don't bet value in this sport, you're cooked. Like you can't just bet what you think's going to happen. Like the number has to make sense. So it's a little bit of it's twofolded for me. One, it's like starts with tape study, looking at how the styles match up, looking at common opponents, looking at how guys perform against guys that have similar styles,
Right.
and then get into a conclusion or an opinion based off of that. And then from there, checking out the math. And then I'm a long shot better. Like, if you want money line bets, I'm not your guy. Like I bet a lot of method of victories. I bet over unders. I bet round props. I mean, I have fighters to win in round 2 or round 3 at 30-1. Like, so I like to find value. And if I'm hitting 20% of my bets, I'm up a fortune. I'm not trying to hit 55% of straight bets. Like I'm trying to
Yeah.
hit
You're getting those big.
20%
You're getting
of,
those big paydays.
yeah,
30-1s, 20-1s.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hit a
Even on
couple
the
of
straight
those, you're a
bets,
hero.
that's it, bro. And that's what people enjoy too. So it kind of works out. Like my audience loves it.
Oh
You
yeah.
get a lot of hate.
It's
You
like
miss 10
ours.
bets in a row. Yeah,
Yeah.
you miss 10 bets in a row, and then you suck, and then you hit the 11th bet, and the 11th bet's 20-1, and
Oh, I've heard that
next thing
word
you know,
before.
you're
Have
up.
you, Teddy?
Oh, yeah.
I think
Oh,
we've
yeah.
heard that word, Matty, suck. You win 10 in a row, you lose a couple, and you suck. All of a sudden, the wheels fall off your career.
Yeah, the same thing. The same thing applies
Yeah.
to straight bets. You could hit 10 in a row and then you lose 2, and you're the worst thing that ever happened.
Yeah. And
Exactly.
anything else you're looking at in the prelims? Maybe one more? I mean, if you got it, I don't want you to force anything out, but is there anything else you...
Yeah. Let's see. I like Marco Tullio. By I think his KO props like even money. You scroll down, that's in the prelims against
Prelims.
Trayshawn Gore. Uh, I need to see what his finish prop is though, because the submission could be live too. But I like him. He's like a 3-1 favorite. I like him to get it done inside the distance. So you can maybe take the under 2.5 in that fight, or you could take. Hard Rock should have a finish prop now. It should say Marco Tulio by finish. That's probably -1
It's
something.
in the prelims, T.
Yeah, -165.
165, T saying he's seeing.
Yeah, that's not a bad parlay piece or a straight bet. I like that. Trayshawn Gore just hasn't fought a lot of high-level competition. And if he wrestles, he might get submitted. If he stays at range, he might get knocked out. So I think you play that one safe and you just take the inside the distance or the finish prop at -165 instead of picking an outcome.
Okay.
Another one, the female fight earlier in the night, there's a submission prop I like that I might be on. Who is it? Read off some of those early fights.
Haley Coleman, Nora Cornell.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
it?
Nora Canole. I like Nora Canole by submission. It's like 7-1. So it's tough to hit those in those women's MMA fights, but
Yeah.
when they hit, you know. So
7-1.
I like
7-1?
7-1 submission.
7-1, Maddie.
Yeah.
Not
some
bad.
underrated grappling, and I think there's going to be some grappling exchanges in this fight. She's grappled some higher level competition than this other chick. So I think that in a couple like grappling exchanges, she might be able to snag something up, maybe get the back or get a guillotine or something.
Right.
I just like the number on that one. You know, I think it probably hits. You know, maybe hits 3 out of 10 times, and you know you make some money there. So.
All right, cool. It seems you gave a nice laundry list of stuff out there. Anyone stand out? I mean, if you had to rank your best bet of all, I hate to put you on the spot. I do this to Teddy all the time.
No,
Teddy
I hate it when you do
when
this.
I ask him for the best bet of all of them.
I'm glad you said that because I forgot my favorite bet of the card. Actually, I didn't give you.
Go ahead.
It's an under 1.5, but I'm blanking now because I'm in the car. Read off some of the fights in the middle of the card for me.
The ones with a 1.5 totals right now. You got Chase Hooper, Jim Miller,
Nope.
Michael. I can't pronounce his last name. Michael Jackson against Dumas.
Nope.
Is it a prelim fight?
Dominic Reyes, Nikita.
Yes, thank you. All right. So if you guys want to hammer play here, you're gonna get plus money on it too. I'm probably gonna put $10,000 on this bet.
Oh boy.
I'm going under 1.5 rounds. Under 1.5 rounds.
Plus,
Dominic Reyes versus Nikita Krylov. This is an absolute violent fight, and if it goes to the ground, Krylov will probably sub him. If it stays on the feet, either guy can get a knockout in the first round. I was gonna put a decent sized bet on Krylov because he's very underrated. He's got great finishing upside with the KOs and the subs. But Dominic Reyes he's kind of been revived here late in his career. He's won a couple fights. He put away Dustin Jacoby. He's one of my good friends, a kickboxer. He's looked really good lately. So I just lean violence. Either side, let's get a finish. This fight goes under 7.5 minutes. I think 8 out of 10 times. I can't believe it's plus money here. I think this fight ends in the first round one way.
You taking notes, T?
Probably.
He's writing down, Maddie. He's writing them down, Maddie. I see him writing down.
Under 1.5 plus 135, 140.
I love under 1.5. What's the number?
Plus 135. I'm seeing.
Is that what you're seeing on the total?
Oh, it went up. That's amazing. Bro, it was plus 125. It's even higher. So that's kind of scary, but I like it at the same time.
So you're thinking that fight. You're thinking that fight's not going to go too long, based on what you're just.
I don't think it's going to get out of the first round. If it gets out of the first round, we still have 2.5 minutes to get a finish in the second.
There you go.
But these guys are both finishers. I can't believe this is plus money. I'm blown away by it. Last week, I took in a women's MMA fight. I put $10K on this chick to finish this other chick in the first round. And, 5-minute round, it went 4 minutes and 15 seconds, and she got it done with 45 seconds left. It was $10K to win 31K, and it hit. It was plus 210.
You got to love that stuff.
I feel very similar about this. This is my same type of bet this week as last week. I love this play. We also get the extra 2.5 minutes here. The odds are a little bit less. They're not as high as plus 210, but I will be blown away if this fight goes over 7.5 minutes.
All right. There it is. The great Matty Betts, the man, the myth, the legend, the The guy that does it better than we do, that's for sure. We don't get involved with that UFC, but this man lives it. Is this the only sport that you're known for out there, or is there other sports that you guys also do? Like we do all the major ones.
NFL. Yeah, NFL. I do NFL, combat sports, and then I'll dabble some NBA closer to playoffs. I don't grind out the NBA and MLB regular season.
Oh, you sound like Teddy. You sound like Teddy. Teddy hates the NBA. Yeah. He don't even want to discuss the NBA with us. We have to block him off the show when we talk NBA. He hates it. Maddie, let me ask you: Do you sell a service to people out there where they can buy this information, or are you giving it away for free? How does it go? Because I'd like you to give your information out to the people where they can contact you about this good UFC stuff.
Yeah, no, my plays are all free. It's just at Matty Betts everywhere on social media. I have a free Telegram group. My buddy Gino is my partner. That we have a package for all sports. He's an algorithm volume better type of guy, so he plays all sports pretty much outside of the UFC. So I kind of funnel people to him for people that want picks for other sports.
Okay.
But yeah, I do UFC, NFL, and then some NBA playoffs. But the main two are UFC, NFL for me.
Okay.
And all my stuff and content's free.
Wow. So you're doing all this work and you're giving it away. God bless you, man. We appreciate that.
Away, bro.
All right.
Yes,
listen, save 2 tickets for me. I'm thinking of reaching out to you later on offset about coming to that UFC. If you have a couple of seats or you can get a couple for me, let me know, because my kid's barking in my ear, and he's the one that actually hooked me up with you. If you remember, we met on an airplane going to Las Vegas a couple of years ago. Hey, listen, we really appreciate it. I know you were in the car. I hope the sun wasn't beating on you too much in the car, but we appreciate the picks, and best of luck, and we'll talk to you soon. Hopefully we can bring you back faster the next time around than how long it took to bring you this time back. Have a great day, man.
Sure. Appreciate you guys having me.
All right. You be good.
Nice meeting you, man.
All right.
I'm going to stop by the Hard Rock on the way home, put these bets in.
There you go. The great Matty Betts, ladies and gentlemen. There he is. The guy knows his stuff. We like guys like that, don't
I
we?
love it. I love having
UFC too.
Because we don't really have the knowledge base in it. So in order to have someone else come on the show and give our viewers the knowledge on that, nothing better.
Hey, I got to recap this.
We got someone in the studio who's got some knowledge also, though. We got to bring him on.
Yeah, but he's behind the curtain. He don't like to come out from behind the curtain. We can't bring him out. The other guys we could bring out. This guy, he thinks he's so good, he stays behind the red curtain over here. We can't get his ass on set with us. But
I'm sure he wrote down them bets too for the UFC, because I think he bets them pretty good too.
Yeah, he probably does, man. If you can, hey, listen, if you make 100,000 behind the curtain, make sure you throw a bone our way. All right. Hey, listen, what'd you guys think of the firing? 79 games into the season, Denver Nuggets released Mike Malone.
Fourth seed. They're the fourth seed in the West.
Michael Malone.
This is my thing with the NBA. I don't understand anything.
Yeah, here we go. I love it.
I want to talk about this, though. I do not get it. And the Grizzlies fired their coach recently. They're also... You got 2 playoff teams that are in the playoffs, have clinched the playoffs.
But I think this one's a little more shocking.
Yeah.
Mike Malone, because he won a title 2 years ago.
I think the Grizzlies thing had a lot to do with controlling Ja Morant, shooting the hands and all. But the Denver Nuggets thing, I mean, this guy is a champion.
Right?
This guy is a champion.
Something's going on there. There's definitely some kind of conflict of something.
There's got to be more to the story.
Back of the
and
house.
the GM's gone, Calvin Booth.
There's got to be more to the story. Maybe they had the opportunity to get a player that the owner really wanted. They didn't bite on him, and the owner said, "You're out."
I don't know. They lost 4 games in a row, but they had so many injuries recently. It can't be the 4-game losing streak that they would get rid of the coach of this level and this magnitude. I mean, what are they going to replace him with? They're going to start looking for a coach beginning of next year. They're going into the playoffs. It has to be something more to this story, and I'm sure it'll come out in the near future with this one. What'd you think of that? Crazy 78 games into the season.
I was shocked when I saw that.
79 games.
Like Teddy said, man, they're a decent team and they're playing good.
Well, they're playing okay.
Well, they're playing decent ball for the season, and
they're 3-7 in the last 10.
They just won, like you said, they just won a finals 2 years ago.
Most wins, winningest coach in the franchise history too. 472 and 350 record. So I don't know. A little crazy. Hey, I got to talk about this. Talk about wild and wacky. How about the game last night in the NHL? You and I talked about it already briefly. 3 goals in the last 90 seconds of a game. 5-2. Dallas was winning. Was it Dallas? They played Vancouver last night? Was it Dallas?
Pulling it up right now.
Yeah. 3 goals in the last 90 seconds of a hockey game, down 5-2, tie it up 5-5. Never been done before in the history of the game. In the final 90 seconds, a team scores 3 goals on a team, and they win it in overtime. Never, crazy.
I didn't see the game, but that
You
doesn't
don't see that.
Yeah, 5 goals in the third.
No,
Five goals in the last 90
I know, but
seconds.
they scored 5 overall, beat them 6-5 and over a 2-1 underdog.
Yeah. And how about our boy Luca? He was kibitzing with getting off on one of the fans, and the ref, was supposedly the ref gave him a second technical and tossed him.
I didn't see
He
that
says
either.
he was screaming at the fan in the crowd, not at the ref. So Luca got tossed. That game was like
my
a
goodness.
1-point game with 7.5 minutes to go. Now he's coming home. What do you think? What do you think the ovation's going to be tonight? Playing the Lakers.
They're playing Dallas, right? Lakers Dallas
in Dallas,
tonight?
first game back.
I mean, hey, it's not like Luka said, "I want out of here." So I think he's going to get a pretty big.
He loved
ovation.
that. He loved Dallas.
Yeah,
from what
I think he's going to get a pretty big ovation.
They're saying they're having shirts made up and everything, welcoming him back and all kinds of stuff.
Good for them.
What do you think of that crazy Luka?
It's going to be a good game tonight. The Lakers line just moved up another 5.5-point favorites. They were 3.5 earlier. So somebody must be playing in the game here tonight, LeBron and...
Well, if the Lakers A squad shows up, they're probably a much better team than a banged-up Dallas team at this point. But, listen, those are just some of the recaps I wanted to talk about because since we're on live, I want to get right into some baseball. We got a lot of day games today, so a lot of them are gone. We don't have to really discuss them. But if you guys got anything on your mind with baseball today, Teddy, I'll start with you. If you like any baseball, let's hear it.
Yeah, I have a baseball play that I like. This is a team that I've been riding because their bats are just so hot, and that's the Milwaukee Brewers. They're playing the Rockies. The Rockies starter has pitched 9 innings so far this season, giving up 19 hits and only 1 earned run. So I'm sensing a correction happening here. The Rockies also have the worst bullpen in the league. If you give me the opportunity to pitch against to bet against the worst bullpen in the league, I'm probably going to take it most of the time. Brewers pitching is not that much better, but like I said, they're averaging 4.7 runs per game away from home, and they're on a hot streak right now with those bats.
A lot of people like that Brew Crew tonight.
Yeah.
Spoke to some people earlier. They won their last 2 straight games.
Yeah.
They start out the season, I think, 0-4, right?
Yeah, they
Didn't
started off
lose?
losing to the
they're
Yankees.
heating up.
I'll be at the
6
Brewer game next Monday.
Nice.
be at
That's your team, right?
Yeah, that's my team. Them and the Dodgers.
They play. You're flying up?
I'm flying to Chicago, driving to Milwaukee. I'll be at the game Monday night.
Nice.
He's going to be hanging out with the Harvey Wallbanger crew up there, I
World
think.
Traveler.
They're going to have their own section of the party section over there, right?
Yep.
You're going to come down that slide when they hit a home run? They're going to let you come down?
His name's Benny the Brewer, I think, slides when they hit the home run.
There you go. All right, so you like the Brewers? Is that the only thing in baseball?
In baseball, it's the only thing I like. I also had something earlier on, but it's already done. It's already started, at least.
What do you think? Anything interesting? I mean, it's only 12 games into the season. I mean, the Dodgers started out a house of fire, but they've cooled off a little. Washington's beat them the last couple of games, so they're playing a day game. I don't know what's going on in that game as of now, but yeah, the Dodgers started out hot. San Francisco started off hot. They lost the last 2 games. I think they got shut out the last 2 nights, right, by Cincinnati?
And the Braves, man, they're the biggest upset so far for the season.
They'll turn it around.
They'll turn it around. Well, they played the Marlins, and the Marlins are actually beating them right now 2-0 in the 6th inning.
No. The Marlins are playing the Mets.
Oh, excuse me, the Mets. Excuse me.
The Mets are playing fantastic.
I was thinking they
right
were playing them last night. I remember they played the game early yesterday because of the weather.
Yeah. Anything you're putting out tonight in baseball? Let's go.
I'm going to put out Kansas City tonight. Let me see what their current line is. I think it's a pick 'em right now. They got Lugo on the mound.
I'm going to jump against you on that one.
Well, Minnesota's
Wow.
Minnesota's 0-6 their last 6 in Kansas City.
I know.
Going to be 0-7 after
KC,
tonight.
I had KC yesterday.
That was a good game. Great inning.
Yeah.
Tied it up 1-1 and come back in the win. But Kansas City, they're playing good right now. 4-1 their last 5 overall.
I think they lose tonight. I think this guy Ryan's going to have he's going to be real tough out tonight. Lugo's a decent pitcher, solid as can be. That line scares me though. Why is Kansas City a little dog now? I mean, they were a favorite. I mean, it was like a pick 'em. It never opened up anything. If you look at it, 6-5, playing 3-8. They lost 3 straight games in a row. Kansas City got a record at home at 5-3, and they're making them a small dog. I think the reason why is Ryan can definitely pitch well when he's on. So I'm gonna jump on Minnesota in that game as a lean play.
Well, I guess we're on opposites there. I hope
Just on that one.
I hope Minnesota's 0-7 in Kansas City after tonight.
Well, don't hope for things, man. Let's bring it home. Anything else you're looking at?
That's it in the baseball. I already had a game that went earlier. It's tied up right now, 0-0 going into the top of the 9th inning. St. Louis, Pittsburgh at a small play in St. Louis 0-0 right now going into the top of the ninth.
Did you have anything early that went up?
That was it. The St. Louis game. They're tied right now, top of the ninth, 0-0.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Low scoring.
Low scoring.
Should have had the under. They're playing Pittsburgh?
They're playing Pittsburgh. Keller against
7.5, that total was. All right, so that game's 0-0. Anything else early? How about the Yankees? They've been losing to Detroit's on fire.
Detroit's on fire right now.
What do you think of the Tigers? Look good.
Oh, yeah. Detroit looks good. The Yankees have cooled off big time. Would they start, like 5-0, 4-0?
Detroit's 5-0 on the
No, the Yankees.
The Yankees started out 2-0.
That's it?
2-0 or 3-0.
Yeah. Well, now they're only 6-5, so
yeah. But they're 2-3 on the road.
People caught up to those torpedo bats.
That's a great matchup. What's the score of that game? That's
0-0, bottom of the sixth right now.
Yeah, I figured it would be a great matchup.
Yeah.
Fried and Flaherty. Those are two good pitchers when they were on. They both went 1-0 in their first starts, and they didn't allow many runs.
That's what I love about baseball, too. You get a lot of day games throughout the week. Really kind of breaks up the week and makes things more interesting.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so I'm gonna you play. You're liking Kansas City tonight or no?
I had them last night. My play tonight's the Brewers. If you want anything else, you got to go to my website.
Okay, cool. And your top release is
the top release is already playing right now. St. Louis against Pittsburgh. My VIP 3-star selection is going to be on Kansas City with Lugo. I'm going against you on that one.
I think Houston's going to beat Seattle today. Also, I don't know if that game started yet. No, it hasn't started yet. But I like Houston. I had them the other day in a crazy game. They were down 7-1, came back and won 9-7. I was writing that thing off. They looked terrible early, and they just scratched and clawed and came back and won that game 9-7. Won it in the extra innings. But I like the way they're playing of recent. They got a 3-2 road record, and Seattle is not really playing that well. They're 4-8 and 4-5 at home. So I'm going to take Houston in that game minus the 125. That's probably my top. That's my top play in baseball as far as giving it away for free. All right, let's do it. We're going to jump off baseball, I guess. I want to jump. I guess Teddy hates this, but TK and I
have fun, boys.
NBA
I'll
action.
be here. I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, NBA action for you.
Ben, can you get him a cocktail? I think we need to give Teddy a cocktail while we're doing a little.
Teddy, next week we're going to have a few shots during the show, man.
We got a show next week, man.
Yeah, Bruce Buffer. Bruce Buffer coming on our shows next week, guys.
When you think of Mount Rushmore, when it comes to ring announcers, in your heyday, my heyday, this guy's right on top of Mount Rushmore. We are going to have the one and only Bruce Buffer. Man, he's giving me the time to do an interview next week, and we're going to talk some UFC, obviously. We're going to talk about some ventures he does. He's involved with some liquor brand. A good friend of mine. His partner's with him in that, so he got me set up to have Bruce come on. I appreciate that more than I can say to these guys. So the great Bruce Buffer, and I mean the great, he's going to be on our show next week. Are you ready for him?
I'm ready. I'm ready for the whiskey.
Are you ready to?
I'm ready for the bourbon.
Like his brother says, are you ready to rumble?
Are we going to be? We're going to be sampling his bourbon on air, right?
You guys can do whatever you
now,
want.
Let me ask you a quick question. So Michael Buffer is the main. The main guy right now. Is Bruce still active?
No, it's the other way around.
Michael is the boxing one.
Right, but I'm saying, is Bruce still active? Does he still do all the fights?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the voice of the UFC.
Well,
how many years
I get
now?
the two of they sound very similar.
I think Christian could answer that. Christian, how many years has Bruce Buffer been the main? Oh, he's not here? All right. Well, he's got to be at least 25 years.
I can tell you right now, though.
Bruce Buffer's been with the UFC since day one.
Didn't he tear an ACL or something announcing some fight or something?
From jumping,
yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
That was Michael Buffer, I'm pretty sure.
But I think it was Bruce Buffer did that one.
Was it?
I have to check
Michael Buffer's his brother. He's the one that
rumble.
Let's get ready to rumble, and Bruce is the one that says, it's time.
It's time.
Yeah.
So...
How long? Bruce has been with the UFC, God, since the beginning.
1996.
Since
1996.
29 years, man.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a lot. He's seen a lot. He's a good guy, though. I've had the pleasure of conversing with him recently. So, yeah, look forward to that, guys. Just to let you know, 6 p.m. Eastern Time next Wednesday. Mark it on your calendar for sure. The great Bruce Buffer. We're going to have him on the show again next Wednesday at 6 p.m. East Coast time. Boom. All right, let's get into it, T, because he doesn't want to get into NBA. NBA tonight. We're looking at a full slate. I guess the Celtics are resting everyone. I had them last night. I put out the Celtics. I bought it up to 2.5, and they got the job done. I had to go to OT, but hey, it's all right. I got the win. Playing Orlando, this line's jumped up. What is it now? 7.5?
Looking at it right now, it's 7.5, 8 at the Circle right now. Orlando minus 8.
Celtics are resting everyone back to back. How do you give the Celtics though against anybody? I don't care who's resting and who's 8 points against a team like Orlando. I mean, Orlando's playing well. They won their last 3 straight games in a row. Celtics 9-1 in their last 10. They've won their last 3 straight games in a row. Look at the road record on the Celtics. Even Teddy's probably going to be amazed. 33-7 on the road this year. Best record in all of basketball. You like anything in that game?
I'm not touching that one. I'm going to look at this
I can't get him to touch anything I ask him.
I'm not. That's sort of circle game anyways, the Boston-Orlando game's in a circle.
Who are we liking?
I'm looking at the Lakers-Dallas. I'm going to jump on Dallas, man. His return home playing for the Lakers.
What's the line right now?
I'm going to take this now 4.5, 5, almost everywhere, 4.5, 5.
Okay.
Dallas plays
You're going
plays
against the
well.
trend.
I'm going
the line moved higher.
Yeah.
3.5 to 5.
Sometimes it doesn't mean nothing. I mean, the Lakers are 1-7 their last 8 games in Dallas, and I'm going to try to hold up that trend and make them 1-8 after this one.
Yeah, I don't like this game. Too tough for me to call. Lakers are not a world beater on the road, 18-21. Dallas certainly not a world beater at home, 21-17. So whatever. Dallas lost their last couple of games. Lakers playing for a lot, with the playoffs and a lot of teams breathing down from seeds 3 all the way down. So interesting game. Luka coming home, a lot of emotion in that game. I'll stay off that game. I didn't really see much in the NBA tonight. I got to be honest with you. I think a lot of players are going to be resting tonight. OKC played last night, right? And they're playing tonight against Phoenix. So I'm going to stay. Durant is out. This Denver without the coach playing against Sacramento. Sacramento could be a live dog in that game. What's the line on that one right now currently?
Check it out.
I had plus 3.5, plus 4 for Sacramento. I think they got
4, solid 4. Denver minus 4.
Yeah.
I mean, watching basketball last night, you watched Golden State play last night. Boy, they just lit up the scoreboard last night. They couldn't miss a shot. They scored 133 points. They blew that team right out of the gym.
When they score, man. They had games 150, 140s, 130s lately, and then they have they play so, but when they score, they light it up. Yeah, that's another tough game. I mean, the other games.
The Lakers are playing back-to-back road games. They played last night. They lost last night, 120-136.
Yeah.
OKC took care of business last night, and they laying 9 points. They
didn't really take care of business. They lost Luka, and once they lost Luka, the wheels fell off that bus real fast. It was a 1-point game at that point, and the Lakers were winning most of the game outright. Actually, had a double-digit lead in that game. But yeah, when they lost Luka, they just fell apart, and the other team just went on a huge run. Yeah, back-to-back in the NBA, guys, is brutal. Be careful. Don't chase after it because one team got a better record than the other one because it's not about that. You got to know the moving pieces to the puzzle when it comes to the NBA.
Especially back-to-back on the road. And that's
the road.
That's where it gets real brutal.
Yeah.
That's where you got to be really careful.
Yep. I think that's it, man. I don't really have much going on, unfortunately, with the NBA tonight.
No hockey for you? You going to hockey?
Yeah.
I got a hockey play, but real quick, I just want to touch on the back-to-back in the NBA, something about baseball also. Watch in baseball, similar thing in baseball, travel, back-to-back games, that can all play a factor. But watch what the bullpen has done the last couple of games. Because remember, a starting pitcher only pitches once every 5 outings, but the bullpen guys, sometimes they'll pitch multiple nights in a row. Sometimes they'll have long nights. Sometimes the starter gets pulled early and the bullpen's pitching for 6 innings. And sometimes the game goes to extras and that bullpen's pitching for 10, 11 innings. So, guys, look at the bullpen and what kind of rest it has going into the next game. And if the bullpen is depleted, stay away from that team just for that night. Just keep that in mind when you're betting on baseball.
Yeah, good point. You don't want arms that are tired versus arms that are fresh. But, that's why baseball is such a long, tough season, and there's ups and downs, and these teams goes on peaks and valleys. So you got to just kind of pick your spots and look for teams. Like right now, you could be catching some of these teams. Detroit on a nice run. They've been winning lately. There's teams out there that have been staying consistent, and there's teams out there that have been up and down, like Seattle, be a good bet against.
I agree. Follow those trends for sure.
And that's it. Yeah, baseball is that's going to be our moneymaker, guys. Follow along, because we love baseball, and that's going to be the money. April, May, June, July, Those are the key, outside of the NHL playoffs, obviously, and the NBA playoffs. Speaking of the NHL playoffs, got a light board of games tonight. Anything amusing you in NHL?
I'm staying away from the NHL. It's basically the last week in
Can't
NHL.
get this guy to make a move.
I never play hockey.
That's why we're both on the show.
What are we doing here, guys?
Teddy doesn't play the NBA. I really don't play hockey.
Exactly.
What are we doing here, guys?
I'm here to cover his slack on the NHL. He's here to cover my slack on the NBA. I got to play for you right now.
All right, good. I need somebody that's going to give a play.
The Calgary Flames are playing the Anaheim Ducks.
Right.
On paper, these teams aren't very dissimilar. I mean, but here's the thing: the Flames are 8-2 in their last 10 against Anaheim, and they're 9-0 in their last 9 against Anaheim in Anaheim. And here's the thing: they've played them 3 times this year. They've beat them all 3 times. I know what you say, Scotty.
Yeah.
I know what you say. It's tough. But I don't care about that. I think they're beating them for the 4th time in a row tonight.
All right.
Give me the Flames on the money line on the road.
I'm liking that one.
Minus 140.
I'm liking that one, Teddy. They're playing better, I think, right now. 6-2-2 in their last 10. The other side 5-4-1. But they're not a good home team. 20-17 at home, no big deal. Average at best. Calgary's got a winning record by a couple of games, a little over 500 on the road. I like the spot. And they're making them a big favorite, 145, 150.
Yeah.
So I think you're on the right side of that game. They're not giving any credit to Calgary.
No, on the road, based on the numbers,
Yeah.
they should probably be like 125, 130.
If that.
Yeah. So that's a high. They're giving them a lot of respect. So I like that one.
Yep.
You see the Panthers finally win the game. They lost 5 straight, and they come. You guys follow this stuff in hockey. I really don't do the hockey much. That line opened yesterday. I think me and Scott talked about minus 120. Went to the Panthers minus 170 at game
it
time.
opened Maple. I was actually talking about it in my office yesterday. It opened Maple Leafs minus 120.
Right.
It closed Panthers minus 165. I was trying to figure out, was there a goalie change? I couldn't.
Yeah,
I
no
couldn't
goal. It was just some players probably were
Yeah,
out.
I couldn't figure out what was going on there.
Yeah, it was a big movement. I was going to use that play, but I took myself off it. I thought Toronto had a shot in that game. They actually played a good game. It was an empty netter at the end. It was a 2-1 game, physical game. Figured it'd be that way. And Toronto, they got no easy task tonight. They got to get their ass out of Sunrise up to Tampa and play against Tampa Bay, who's playing better than anyone. One of the best teams in the NHL right now, and they're a 185 favorite against Toronto.
The Alligator Alley Express.
Do they fly or do they drive? They take a bus? I don't know.
Probably drive. No,
What? They're going to drive 4 hours.
Maybe fly 30 minutes, drive 4 hours.
I know they stayed at the hotel across from the Sawgrass Mills Mall because
Yeah.
I saw the buses this morning.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
you saw the buses?
Yeah, they had buses, so they must have been driving.
No, they wouldn't be. If there was a 4-hour drive and it was this morning, what
Yeah,
time?
They left it. Well, it was early this morning.
They probably fly. They go to Fort Lauderdale Airport, take their plane. They have their own charter flights, so yeah, they probably flew over here and then they fly up there and they take off out of there to go wherever they're going next. All right, and so that's it. Teddy and I are going to agree with the Calgary play. I like that play too. I was looking at that game. A team that's been very interesting to me. I'm not asking you guys if you have a play on it unless you do. This St. Louis Blues team's been playing lights-out hockey, 12-1 in the last 13. They just lost to Winnipeg in Winnipeg, but they fought them tooth and nail. Yeah, they lost on an empty net goal. It was 2-1. They lost 3-1, but they won 12 in a row.
Don't get me started on that game.
Well,
I normally don't do this, but I had a boost from Hard Rock, so I played a 3-leg parlay. Played the Winnipeg Jets, the under, and that the game would end in an odd score. And both of them were hitting. Game was 2-1, and that empty netter ruined the odds
I
score.
think the Blues are a live dog in this game. Look, I'm looking at the numbers on this game. Edmonton's lost their last 2 games in a row. Again, 12-1 for St. Louis. Yeah, they lost to Winnipeg, the best goalie, Connor Hellbrook in the league, probably outside of Thompson for Washington. But bottom line is 12-1 last 13, playing really well. Jordan Binghamton has been playing lights out since Team Canada won against Team USA. He's been unbelievable. They got a 20-15-4 record on the road, which is not bad, for a team like that. And they're playing against the teams lost a couple games in a row. And Edmonton is not a world beater at home. They're 23-12 with three ties. I think that's a live dog, man. I'll take plus 130 and run. I'll take a shot with that game. Plus 130 dog. The
Blues are the 4th most profitable team in hockey right now.
Yeah, especially the second half of the season.
Yeah, they're.
I take a shot, guys. If this is something you can look at. Look at numbers on a game. Look at the matchup. I mean, Edmonton not playing. They're 5-4-1 the last 10, 50-50 at best. and playing against a team, like I said, they lost to the best team in the league in their building against probably the best goalie in the league, and they stayed in that game all the way to the end.
The Oilers aren't really playing that Stanley Cup caliber
And their best
hockey
player's
that they
out.
were playing last year.
Connor McDavid.
And Connor McDavid is out.
All right.
And Draisaitl's been kind of injury bug too.
All right, we got to have a drum roll, ladies and gentlemen, because I know he's been sitting.
Oh,
I'm
Mitch.
waiting to.
Oh,
I'm sitting
let me
waiting for
finish
it, too.
before you guys jump in. I got a drum roll waiting for Teddy Brooks. This is strictly for Teddy because I love him, and he knows I like to cut him off on the show. But I want to know, we got the biggest golf event of the year coming up, the Masters in Augusta this weekend, and I know Teddy has been studying his ass off. So, Teddy, it's all you, baby.
All right, so-
give us your top two.
I'm going to be posting my full Masters card on the Winnable. I'm going to post a link for that on the Instagram for all you guys to check out. That's going to be put up tonight, probably around 6 or 7 o'clock, so there's not going to be much time. But as far as my picks here on this show, I got a handful of them for you.
Oh, no, boy. Yeah, there we go.
I wasn't expecting that. There you go, Ben.
Well,
a little
he took-
bit late,
he took
but
he took the drum roll.
better
from me.
late than never.
Let's get it because we got to close
All
off
right,
shortly.
so initially I was looking at Rory McIlroy. I had a feeling TK might like Rory in this tournament, but he's been having some elbow issues that he mentioned last week. Now, why did he mention that? Maybe a little psychology, or maybe pre-setting up the excuses for when he has his mental breakdown. So I'm
I
not
don't
sure.
think he's going to have a mental breakdown. His shrink told him to go out there and play golf. You saw that interview. His shrink
Yeah.
told him just go out there, play golf, and have fun.
Just hit it.
Just hit it.
So-
Go out there and have fun.
So,
All right.
well, because of all that, I'm staying away from the Rory moves. Here's what I got.
All right. Hold
Zan-
on. I want to write this down.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Xander Schauffele, top 20, minus 125. These are all good, even money bets for the most part.
All right.
JJ Spawn, this is a guy that just was with Rory and the Players in the TPC in Jacksonville and almost beat Rory.
Okay.
I have him to win his match over Matt Fitzpatrick, minus 130, and top 40, minus 110. Now, the old lefty, Phil Mickelson.
Oh, boy.
This is my security play right here.
Yeah.
Phil Mickelson to make the cut, minus 150. Phil Mickelson plays amazing at Augusta.
Is that good value, Teddy, though, if you think about it?
I think it's
Minus 150?
I think it has minus
How
one.
old is Mickelson? 52?
Minus 150 implies about 60% odds, and I think the chances of him making that cut are about 80%.
Okay.
So I see a 20 percentage point
Well,
differential there.
he's always done well there.
Exactly. Scotty Scheffler, top 5, minus 110.
There you go, Scotty boy.
Bryson DeChambeau, top 20,
I knew
minus
he was going to pick
110.
these guys. I knew it.
And to win. Now I'm gonna be picking some other to wins because these are big long shots. But I got Bryson DeChambeau plus 1,600 to take down the Masters. He was a leader after 36 rounds.
Bryson.
Let's not forget last year he was leading and he crumbled at the end. But he
right.
can play that course.
All right. So
I'm going to
let's-
give out 3 of them, man.
let's go.
I got 3 winners. These are all the win. I'm going to take Scotty Scheffler 4-1 odds, Rory McIlroy 6-1 odds, and my long shot would be Victor Hovland. He's 30-1 right now.
I like that. He just won.
He's
What
he's
about the
playing great
Japanese kid? I forget it.
Colin Morikawa.
golf.
Yeah.
Hideki Matsuzuma.
They say he's got a shot.
He does. Colin Morikawa is pretty solid.
he's 14
a
to
solid
one.
He's
player.
probably a 10-1 shot. at least.
14-1 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch him, guys. I mean, I don't do golf, so don't listen to me on golf.
Do I get a drum roll for NASCAR?
All right.
There we go.
Guys,
TK's got a NASCAR.
Let's go because we got Ben's looking at us and we got a lot of stuff
We got 1
going.
minute. I'll give out the NASCAR later on tonight. We'll give out the NASCAR. Oh, there
go.
it is. I'll give
There
it
it
out.
is.
NASCAR, I'm going to go with Chris Bell again, 5-1. Denny Hamlin, 4-1. And Kyle Larson, 4-1. They're a little chalky on that one.
Hold
but
on, one more time. Chris Bell,
Chris Bell,
Danny Hamlin.
and Kyle Larson, all 4-1, 5-1s right now.
To win, top
To win,
fives. What?
win,
You got to
to win,
explain it out.
To win the race.
You guys
Just to win.
You want to know
No
something
top
crazy,
fives.
TK? I'm in shock. I've heard of 2 of those 3 racers. That's pretty
Right.
crazy.
There you go. Well, those are the guys that have been the top guys, so you don't get much value. They're like chalks. It's like betting an even money shot at the
Yeah.
horse track. At 5-1 and 6-1 in NASCAR, it's like betting the favorite at the horse races.
Gotcha.
So,
The top driver's always in the top.
yeah. Well, sometimes
they crash.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the only killer I hate about NASCAR. You put your money out there, one guy makes a friggin' wrong turn, and he wipes out 30 cars. So you're sitting there, you dead duck. You got no shot, and you're out of the
I always
race.
wonder what those guys do after the race, and they got to make a right-hand turn because they're always going left. So
All right, guys, we got to run. I just want to let you know, hey, I want to thank Matty Betts for coming on today. The guy did us a solid, had a busy schedule, He even stayed in his car for like 30 minutes with us. I mean, wasn't the greatest sound, but
I'm going to bet that under.
Ben, how did it came out all right with Matty? Yeah, so. Ben's giving me a thumbs somewhat up and down.
Thumb sideways.
All right. TK, where can the people find you, my man? Because you're putting out a lot of information. Let me finish and then jump in.
Yeah.
Go.
Well, the best place to find me, go right to my site, TK. I'm going to get your pointing here with the pen. We're going to go to my site, tkwins.com. Or if you want to see me on Instagram, just go to @tkwins. Put a lot of free stuff there. A lot of stories up there. You can see what I'm doing throughout the day.
You're doing a lot of stuff, man. That's good. Appreciate that. A lot of good stuff up there every day. Putting out a lot of free stuff, putting out a lot of private stuff. Is that where they find you?
Yeah, right. They go right to my @tkwins on Instagram. Go right to @tkwins or go to my website, tkwins.com.
All right. My man wants to say hello to my man. So, Teddy.
Can I hold him?
Teddy Brooks.
Can I hold
man,
him?
the myth, the legend.
Allowed? So,
the man,
right
the
here,
myth, the
you
legend.
can find me and Scotty. No, I'm just kidding. But you can find me at
Scotty
the
Jr.
_profits_pick website, thesportsprofits.com. And guys, I did a survey and I did some research. And we, not just me, but all three of us, were among the 15% of Instagram handicappers that actually give free picks on the page. The other 85% don't do it. So keep the love coming our way, guys.
Oh, I mean, we're not like the ones that put the tickets up after the game and say they won that night?
Right.
Yeah. There's some girls out there, man. I like the challenge. I wish they'd come on the show with us. Love to see how good they really are with their picks.
Yeah, how good they really are.
Yeah, come on, girl. Come on. It's an open challenge. I mean, it's all in good taste.
We gotta start calling people out, man. Make this some.
No, it's not about calling them out. I want to just see that they're capable of winning like they show they are.
There you go.
That's it. It's not about calling anyone out. I'm not about calling.
You know what I mean, Scotty.
I know.
Next thing you know, we're going to have fight challenges.
Make it a little fun. Hey, no fight challenges, just pick challenges. Listen, we're not here to fight anyone. We're just here to outpick them.
That's it, baby. We're here to do our job and try to get the best consistent results possible. Guys, as I said earlier, the great, and I mean great, all the respect in the world, Bruce Buffer from UFC, the man that calls those announces every one of those fights, is going to be with us live next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We're looking forward to it. We're going to talk some UFC. We're going to talk other ventures he's doing at this point in time in his life. And we're going to have a great show. That's going to be next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. All right. I am Scott Matthews. This is Get the Edge. This is our show. We're here each and every week. You guys can find me on social media. Best place to find me is on my Instagram with the blue check mark. Make sure you get to the right one, the one with the blue check mark, SM Sports Picks. I put out free stuff all the time. We try to stay consistent. We put out special offers. Our offers have been absolutely dynamite over the last few weeks. We have been picking up some nice winners for you guys out there, and you know what I'm talking about. If you're following me, those special promos we're putting out, we'll have one coming up in the next day or so. So follow me on SM Sports Picks. I'm going to be live today at 5:30 with my man TK. We're going to go on Instagram Live, so check that out with us. We're going to give you some extra insights. And we put out certain plays only on that show at 5:30. It's on Instagram. You either go on T's Instagram channel or mine, which I just told you is SM Sports Picks. You can find the show up all the time on all podcast forums, Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Click, like us, send it out. Tell your friends about it. The one and only Get the Edge Sports Podcast. Great being with you guys today. May all your winning days, all your selections be a winning day, and we'll catch you back here with Big Bruce Buffer next Wednesday. Boom.